And I guess that's it for now.
What got you into like the world of acting?
Well, that's a hard story. I mean, I guess if you want to say the interest in it, when I was a child, about I'd say from 4 to 12 years old, actually, I was my friends were my imaginary friends in the backyard. You know, playing pretend, having stories. You know. And I realized that if you continue that, you know, as an adult, you kind of seem a bit weird, so you got to make some money off of it. And I guess that's what happened when I was in grade 10, drama class. That is when I noticed that I found doing monologues was a great vent for my emotions. And I took that, and then after, I got my first play, which was not in school, but it was out of school. It was at KW Little Theater, and once I did one play in school, out of school, I realized that school didn't do me anything. I dropped out of there, and I continued to do community theater. Since I was in grade 10, I dropped out of school, acting. And yeah, I mean, that's what brought me in. Realizing that outside of school brings you more, like outside work, right? Moves you forward than in school work. And I don't know, I liked it. It's a great vent for my emotions, I have to say. And everybody has to have their own vent. Whether it's music, you're talking about your love, your anger, you know, anything, right? Any medium of art. It's a great way to express your emotions. And acting, for me.
I feel like everyone has their different way of expressing it, even if it's like in video games or other things too.
It is, yeah, but sometimes I feel like art, like music to acting to like painting art or digital art, right? Your art from there, like your emotions, can have other people look at it and relate to it. And it's a great way that you can look at any of these things and not have to feel your own emotions because you understand someone else does. In a certain way, you relate to them, right? Aside from that kind of stuff, you know, video games and such. I mean, I feel like that's more of a condensed thing, right, to your own self, but art is for having other people.
Describe your acting style. So, like, what is your acting style?
Well, I'm a very intense actor. I play a lot of antagonists. I'm not the good guy. I'm your boy next door. I'm your weirdo. I'm your drug addict. I'm your insane person. I'm your really bad guy. And I'm your, I don't know. I guess, I guess I've always played the bad guy. Or someone who has bad issues. I've never played someone with a good life. And I feel like it kind of takes from my own life as well. You know, I've never lived a good life, so I feel like I can only explain a bit of the bad stuff in my acting.
That's amazing. And in your past, like, roles, like, who else have you played?
Well, I've done a lot of roles. I've done about almost 10 theater roles. I've done about over 10 film roles when it comes to shorts, the features, but my latest feature I played the epitome of my acting style, which is an egocentric, insane arsehole, if you may, if you know what I mean, but yeah. I mean, I've had a lot, but the latest one, his name was my ex, her ex, and ex, but you can call him your ex, and that was a fun role when it came to just being absurd, letting out all the emotions of, like, from anger to lust to greed to everything that you can't allow in real life, right?
Right.
I don't know, that's I don't know, I guess that's what I have to say about that.
And what's your biggest accomplishment in your career so far?
That would be Cuppeteer. I mean, Cuppeteer is my first feature film that's coming to streaming platforms at the end of the year around Christmas time, because it is a Christmas film, a parody of those really bad Hallmark movies, which are all the same, and they took all the tropes for that. But yeah, that's going to be my biggest one, and I just finished my first commercial job, actually. So that'll be airing online on YouTube, like before you watch something. That's for the Toronto Youth Job Program.
Wow, it's really cool.
Thank you.
So you already described, like, when you first got into acting. So, like, did you ever go into any other type of, like, role, like, differently, like, try to, like, be a rapper or, like, get into any other field?
I mean, I guess I rap, but at home. Like, I have an exercise which I use all the time, which is the alphabet aerobics rap, because that enhances my enunciation. I don't know if you ever heard of that, but I do that on my own times. I've never tried to get into music. I'm not a singer. I'm not a musician, but I do it for my own exercise. I guess you could say. I will not let anyone hear it ever. It's my own thing. But I've done voice acting, which is off screen or not seeing my face and such. But no, that's it. I used to do a lot of art, portrait art specifically. I used to love The Walking Dead, so I drew all the characters, tried to get their attention by sending them the photos of themselves. I met a few of the actors, and they even some from Breaking Bad, and met them and they signed it and shit. And, so,
It's really cool.
but I mean, not anymore. I've dropped portraiture for a bit. I don't know why. I guess being an actor is like I don't know. It's more uplifting than that in the way. I mean, I love the art, but I just can't sit down anymore and do it.
So tell me more about your upcoming film, Cup of Cheer.
Well, that is a parody style of those really bad Hallmark movies, which you see, which are all copy pastes of each other. Same script, same issue, right? So they took all the tropes of all those really bad movies, and I don't know if you've ever seen the film Airplane, which was made in the 80s, which was an absurd comedy for randomness and conversation, and they mixed those together. And I play the evil ex of the main girl who wants to ruin her new boy's business and take over with his. And he's a bit of a weirdo, and he has some issues, and that's how I played him. And I actually worked with a very famous artist, Save It Fly. He played my partner, my bodyguard, but I kind of played him as like a boyfriend thing to intimidate my ex-girlfriend, And I don't know, that's the movie, but it's really fun. It's about a girl. She comes. She's in the big city. She has a job to go to a small city and do a review on a coffee place, cocoa place, right? And she falls in love with a guy, and then finds out that he's losing the business, and it just happens to be her ex, which is me, and there's this whole facade, right? And it's a really good movie. It was really well produced. It was an amazing time once I was there for a week, and I gotta be honest, I was in the biggest house I've ever been in, staying in there, and. Wow, I mean, that's something I'm going to live with forever. I'm always going to remember that. And, I mean, I don't know. I might as well just say, the thing I wanted to say, right, in an interview is, when it comes to this, and I feel like, people got to know, right, like, I never thought I would get to that point, right, but I did. And I expect myself to, but I worked for it, because I'm what you call digging for gold or my grave. I'm born very poor, and I have no backups. I'm digging a hole, just going for acting. Like I said, I have no backups. And I'm either going to get that goal to be able to get my ladder to get out, or I'm going to be stuck in there and have my grave. And that's what I'm doing. It's right on my arm to say it. Comedy and tragedy.
How long did production take for A Cup of Cheer?
Well, for my scenes, it was about a week. And among the others as well, they had filmed during that. But I'd say they went about for a month. Half of January to half of February, and it was a lot of work for it.
Where did the filming take place? Like, was it local in Ontario or was it out of town?
It was in Orillia. So I bussed all the way to Toronto and then to Orillia. That was a good 8-hour bus ride. I got to stay there for a week and then an 8-hour bus ride back. And it was really nice. Very small town, very nice. We got to stay on this mansion, which is on the lake, and the lake was absolutely frozen, so we could actually walk over it to the town next. And it was a different time. I've never been somewhere like that. Never had that opportunity, and I don't think if I wasn't an actor, I'd never have an opportunity to stay in a house like that. That was massive. It was crazy.
That sounds really cool. I think just scary walking over the ice and never know it's gonna break or
they had the film on there. They had many scenes of film on there. They had all the camera equipment and everything, and all the actors on there.
Oh, okay, that's
but that's the risk you take. Right? I mean, it's fun, right? If someone told you you're gonna be in a feature film, would you walk on ice?
Yeah, I would.
Exactly.
I would. I would just be a little bit more cautious if the ice broke and you fall in, but
you're under contract.
You're they'll take care of you.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Otherwise, So tell me about Taco Dick. It's like a series. Like, I just saw that and I was like, hey, I need to ask you about this.
Okay, so that was written by Brian Lockyer and Otis Morris, and they're pretty absurd comedians and directors. But yeah, they I don't know. That's an assortment of stuff they wanted to make, and that was that's something they knew me from some other stuff I've done, and I wanted to jump in and do it. And again, I can't explain anything about it because it's not explainable. It's completely absurd. It's like, it's just weird stuff, right? They wanted to make it and they could. They have a platform to make it, so they did. And yeah, it's just, there's no story to it. There's nothing going on. I don't even know if anything else is coming out after, but I mean, if they want to film another, and I'm down to jump in and do it again. But I feel like they did pretty good with their first 3 episodes. But I feel like maybe next time, because you've taken a bit of a break, maybe you up the production value a bit. And I mean, either way, I'll jump in because I love to act. Anytime, I'll do it, right?
If you can work for any production,
Hell, I don't even know if I want him. I feel like that would stop me from being an actor because they'd be like, I don't want him here, because he knows. But it's sickening, half the stuff you see online from all that. But
okay, back to
yes, of course. That's okay.
If you could work for any production company in the film industry, who would it be and why? Like what?
My main goal, I would love to be in a superhero movie. I'm not the superhero type. I mean, look at me, I'm tiny, right? But I'd love to be a villain. Somebody even gets punched in the face by a superhero. Get, my back broken by Batman. Anything, right? I'd love to work in a scary-esque type, but fun, like Tim Burton style film. And yeah,
I think you'd be good for that. You're literally giving me Johnny Depp vibes, like right now. Like you still like you looking at me are giving me back like his like Pirates of the Caribbean mixed with his like Tim Burton look. Yeah.
Allow me to be frank at the commencement. You not like me. I have a whole monologue from him, but no, yeah, I like Johnny Depp. He's a big inspiration to me for his character work, because he's always different in another role, and that's how much I try. I'm really working on getting those opportunities where I can play someone entirely different, and
so you're not like playing the same role. You're just like, oh yeah, like gives it.
It's like you see actors like Liam Neeson, or Bruce Willis, or like Vin Diesel or something, all those like heavy action stars, they're just them but in a different situation, and it's boring. I like to see an actor not be themselves, like be completely different and have to think, wait, is that them? And that's what I want people to do with me eventually. Like I would love to be a prosthetic actor, which is like with the big makeup and like, looking really different, like. Yeah, so like I think Marvel movies and such like that, or DC, just a superhero movie, right? Like that's my main goal. I'd love to be at least in one of those. Even just to get punched in the face by Batman. Come on, that's awesome, right? But,
that is awesome.
Yeah. No, I mean, my dream role, which I think I would love to do, is if I had the opportunity, if they do them in the next movie, I can't because I'm not ready enough for it yet, my career-wise. But I would love to play like a Harry Osborn in the Spider-Man series, or if I waited till I'm 30 years old or so and I was able to get enough weight, I have the perfect height for him, but I would love to play Wolverine. If I got jacked enough, because he's 5'3", actually written in the books. Hugh Jackman was too tall for him, but I think they chose him because he was an opera singer, and you got the roar from that, right, being an opera singer. But like, that's a dream role. Hell, even Spider-Man, I just quit recently. Do some stuff. I was Spider-Man for birthday parties. So like, I go to birthday parties, show Spider-Man, public events, and yeah, that sounds pretty fun.
That sounds. Oh, I love Spider-Man.
Oh, me
Great.
too. Yeah, like literally, I think that's actually what got me into acting. It's because like, once I got my first costume, I was in the backyard 24/7 practically, just playing by myself, like pretending to be Spider-Man, just doing it all the time. And I guess. I like, because with great power does come great responsibility. Yeah, exactly, and that comes with any field, anything you do. It's like if you're good at something, you have to be responsible by using it and making the best of it. And I love them. Like the original movies are romances, and that's why I love them. They are romances more than superhero flicks, and those are really good movies for that. No other superhero movie has made me relate to the person rather than the hero, like those ones. And wow, honest God, like I watch those at least every year. Make sure to go watch it. And I cry all the time, man. I cry watching those from nostalgia. I'm gonna be honest. Oh, that would be a dream role to play the Spider-Man, but that's not my type. That's not who I am.
If you could work with any celebrity, who would it be?
Ooh, I mean, I'm gonna say my biggest inspiration, Samuel Jackson. Ooh, I would love to work with him. The power he has, man. Like I wouldn't even need to act among him, because I know if I was in a scene with him, I'd be on the lower level. He would be against me in any situation, and I know my fear from him would be true, because that man is a powerful actor. And yeah, I would love to work with him. That's for sure. Samuel L. Jackson or Johnny Depp. Because, you know, again, he's another one of mine. And but I feel like, Johnny Depp would be a bit scary, because it'd be hard to compete against him, or even not compete, but be on his par. And like, you know,
yeah, like being in the same room as him.
Yeah,
acting with him.
Yeah, it's like it'd make you feel inferior instantly. But again, I mean, from what I've heard about him, he's been having his own issues, and but who knows? But yeah, Samuel L. Jackson is my main one. I would love to work with him.
And what do you think about the acting scene in like the KW area?
Well, it's tough, because I mean, KW is really based on community theater, and community theater, what I've noticed is I'm only often the youngest every time I've done a play around here, and there's a few different companies. There's one that's mainly youth based, but I feel I'm not going to call out any names to it, but I feel like that specific company within the KW region is a bit biased towards their own you know, castings, because it's hard to explain, but if anybody gets what I mean, you get what I mean. But no, KW Little Theater, they're really great. A lot of people do like I've done some street performances around, right? Like there's a lot of people who love to make stuff around here, but again, it's tough because we're in KW. KW's off the map. Nobody knows about it anywhere else. It's tough. The film stuff here, not a lot goes on. I mean, they did used to film Heroes, which was a really good TV show back in the early 2000s around here, but otherwise, I feel like Kitchener is just a set rather than a locator. You're not going to find anybody from here other than unless you throw yourself out. Like they filmed a Coca-Cola commercial here not too long ago, in the beginning of the summer. Actually, they have the whole street like blocked off, giant truck smashed, and like when I watched it on YouTube, it was completely different than what I seen in person. Like, but Kitchener, we have artists, but I feel like a lot of people are stuck in Kitchener, because Kitchener is a business town. It's more of a science town, right? And like, you know, that's a heavy career, right? That's something that really fills up most of your time. So I feel like anybody who's in there is doing acting's a hobby. But to make it out of here, it's not a hobby. It has to be a job, a goal, a career. And yeah, I mean, it could be better, but it's good enough for people to start and gain a resume and gain a reel and get to learn if they want to do it or not. Every city has that, but we're not Toronto.
And what are the 5 songs that are on your playlist right now that you've been listening to?
Ooh, 5 songs. Okay, that's different. You Make Me Feel Like Dancing by Leo Sayer. I really like my 70s music. I really like, I'm not more of a, I'm not a musician guy. I'm more of a song guy, right? So like, I like, oh man, I can't believe I forget the name. Oh yeah, Lil Wayne, 6 foot, 7 foot, you know that one, right? Yeah, okay, another one, ooh, American You by Yellow Wolf. Oh man. Ooh, I can't choose the last 2. There's a lot, right? It's just, I really like my older music. I like the music that brings me up and makes me feel like dancing, literally, and makes me feel confident and such, right? But I do like my sad music too, because I like to get in a sad mood sometimes, because sometimes you need to get sad if nothing's making you sad. You need to feel those levels of emotion. I'm gonna say, make a cup of coffee. Deathbed by,
I know exactly.
Yes, I don't know.
And I know what song you're talking about.
Yeah.
Deathbed. Everyone's heard that song on the radio by now.
Yeah.
For
I really like that one, but, no. No, I guess I can't say the last one. I don't know. I don't know. Really, I mean, music's different for me.
I noticed like every person that I've talked to, what songs they're listening to is different from every person.
Yeah, but then even like for myself, it's different every day, right? Every mode I'm in, every mood I'm in, right? Like situation and such, it's different. It's contextual to the day. But I guess I couldn't say that. I guess I can't say the last one. I don't know the last one. I'm just pulling stuff out, right? Like music isn't my thing.
At least you said like 3 songs.
Yeah, well, I mean
that's good. That's.
But yeah, I mean the big one is I like Leo Sayer. You make me feel like dancing. That's a really good one.
That's a really good one.
Mm-hmm.
What are your goals for the next 5-10 years?
Okay, actually, so my goal actually for the next 2 specifically, I'm keeping it down to 2, and I have an opportunity right now. I might get my first one. So I'm trying to join the unionship of actors, which is called ACTRA. Now, to join the ACTRA unionship, you need 3 tips, ACTRA tips. Now, those are really hard to get because if you're not union, you can't apply for union stuff. So they need to find you and have you apply. So like having an agent and such, or like, having your online profiles and Actors Access backstage. If they like your luck, they'll call you and say, okay, you can audition for it, right? So if you get 3 tips, then you're eligible of actually auditioning and such and joining ACTRAs, where you can join ACTRA roles. Those are the stuff you see on the big movies, right? Like stuff that actually comes to theaters and such, right? So with that stuff, I mean, what I read is ACTRA unionship makes $250 an hour, 8 hours minimum a day, and most films go on for a month. So that's crazy stuff, but that's my big goal. So first one is I hope I get this audition that I did the other day.
Good luck.
Thank you. If I get that, I get my first tip, and then after that, I get I'd get my second tip and my third tip, and then you have to pay $1,000 permit to join. But I mean, if you already get those 3 tips, you made enough to do it. So yeah, it's I don't know, it's a tough field. It's a dog eat dog thing, right? But I don't know. That's my big goal. Like I honestly, God, like. I don't have any goals for the money after. I don't even know what I'm gonna do. Money's not the thing. It's just I want to make it, right? Like, honestly, God, like this area here, like, honestly, God, I could sleep in a closet. As long as I have a bathroom and a closet, I'm good, right? Literally, like, just to sleep in, I'm fine. I could be a multi-millionaire, and I could have a room smaller than this. But my first main goal is to help my mother with some health and finance stuff. And it's a big payment, but yeah, I'm gonna do it. Mm-hmm. But yeah, I mean, other than that, I don't have any goals. I don't have any goals for the future other than making it. Step by step. ACTRA tip 1, ACTRA tip 2, ACTRA tip 3, ACTRA. And then we'll see where it goes.
Where can fans follow you?
Instagram, I mean, I have a Twitter, but I don't use it. I made my first tweet today, actually. I mean, Facebook, you can follow me on King Street, but I don't know if I'll like you doing that. But yeah, I don't know. Instagram is my main thing. At Instant Shawn Vincent, and yeah, I mean that's where they can, and yeah, they'll see that. Or I mean, hopefully you can follow me on the internet when my name gets out there more.
And any last words you want to tell your fans or anybody that's watching?
Well, like I said earlier, the biggest thing with any career is to dig for gold to your grave. I mean, it's good to have a backup, but I feel like if you don't, it drives you more. Because you don't want to die in that hole. You want to get the gold and get out. And that's all I got to say, really. Yeah, it's just that. You just got to put it all in there to anything you do. Yeah, but for me, I mean, nobody really needs to know too much about me. They need to know Shawn Vincent. Nobody's going to know Shawn, if you know what I mean. And, but yeah, I guess that's all I have to say, really.
Well, thank you for being on Welcome to the K today. I appreciate it.
Thank you. I mean, born and raised in this town. I'm happy to be right here in the K, right? And yeah, it's I'm happy. Thank you for doing this actually yourself, because I feel like Kitchener needs something like this. Our artists need an outlet. Like we were talking about earlier, there's a lot of stuff that goes on, but none of it moves forward because there's not those opportunities to move forward. Out of the city, have other people see it, and I thank you. I feel like a lot of artists are gonna have some help, like